Lab Guy here. I've got some miscellaneous clips for you today. We won't call this a weekly update or anything because it hasn't been a week. Well, it's been a week since something, but this is not a weekly update. This is just a general update, let us call it, to show you a few things I've been up to in between the cracks of the major projects, which I'm sure you'll appreciate knowing little trivia background things. People seem to like that stuff. And, well, without further ado, let's get on with that and check out the things I've been up to in the background. Well, I always swore that I wouldn't do an unboxing video. I guess after this video, the only virtue I have left is swearing. Alright, Lab Guy got a package. What could it possibly be? Let's open it up and find out, shall we? Alright. I can't find my blunt scissors, so I guess I'll have to risk using a knife. Aha! What is this? It's those air bubbles. Oh no, I didn't order air bubbles. I don't know what it is, but it has a 10-pin cable. What could it be? Let's pull it out and find out. Not that. Well, it's wrapped in bubble wrap. I don't remember ordering any bubble wrap. All right. Let's carefully unwrap it. Carefully. Don't hurt the bubbles. We don't want to scar them up with like metal or something. Well, what do you know? Haha! That looks like a Sony AVC3400 with a broken off lens. Or perhaps an attachment tube for a microscope. I don't know. Doesn't matter anyways, does it? Oh, no flip-up magnifier. The CRT seems intact from this end. The bottom's on it. Well, wasn't that interesting, boys and girls? Lab Guy's first unboxing video. Oh, the shame. Oh, the shame. Wait, I got a camera. I always wanted one of these. I'm sure glad I got one. All right, let's move on to the next thing. In my last video, a gentleman named Aaron S. Jackson left some comments about winding deflection yokes and a link to his video where he winds a deflection yoke. So I mentioned in a reply about my Chinese-made coil winding machine that I bought on eBay several years ago. It's simple enough and actually works quite well. Now, they did install a kind of a counter here, but just ignore that. It doesn't work. The machining of this worm screw here is very terrible, and it doesn't mate well with the wheel. And though it's got two scales, like a unit scale and a decimal scale, and they're not geared. I'm not sure how you're supposed to use it. So I will be removing that and installing an electronic counter. When you buy these, and I don't remember what I paid for it, but if I bought it, I guarantee you it wasn't very much. Couldn't have been more than $20 or $30 shipped. It does not come with a base. I go for a walk every day around the neighborhood, 3 miles, for my health. And occasionally people put all kinds of really good goodies out on the sidewalk with free signs on them. And this wooden base was there. It looks fancy, but it's actually particle board inside, and it's got a low-cost laminate. I believe it's a base to put a planter on. I saw that, and it looked like the perfect thing to build a nice crystal radio on. This morning, when I was looking at the coil winder, it occurred to me that this base, which is quite heavy, it's at least 2 or 3 pounds, it's very heavy, would make a perfect support for this coil winder, and indeed it does. It's extremely stable, as you can see. So that's all I wanted to say about my Chinesium coil winder from eBay. Get yourself one as soon as you can. For the NBTV fans out there, don't worry, I haven't forgotten about the NBTV image dissector camera project. It's still on course, and as you can see, I've done a little bit of work since the last time I showed this. I made a cover to hold a lens, and I had this nice spiffy screw-in lens mount, which I haven't got perfect yet. This is just a rough print to see how it all fits together. And as you recall, I had printed the barrel to hold the deflection coil, this spacer, and the image dissector tube within. There are many improvements that I've already made in the drafting program on this, and they involve putting screw holes to screw the covers on and to screw the 2 halves. This is made of 2 halves, which I won't pull apart because the yoke wires are coiled up in there, and they'll go boing and they'll all pop out. And so the new versions of these cylinders have access holes for the deflection yoke leads and so on, and mounting holes for this, and they will also incorporate eventually a kind of a pillar, a rectangular block, one at each end, maybe about 3/4 of an inch deep, and they'll be parallel with each other so that this can be mounted this way and it won't roll away. It's going to go on top of an aluminum box that's about this. We'll raise it up about this high, and it's going to look really badass when it's done. So that project is still on track. So hang in there, folks. In the next sync generator series episode, I will probably address the Sony DVC 2400 Portapack camera. I've been doing some research comparing the schematics of the 2400 with the schematics of the 3400, and they are extremely similar. It turns out that this camera will synchronize with the same sync signal as the 3400 after all. So this camera will require no modifications to use the same circuits that I showed in the AVC 3400/AVC 3450 video. So stay tuned for that one, folks. I built a stand to hold up Felix so that Spud wouldn't have to be so damned friendly with him. And though I refer to these two as my cohorts, please don't call the psychiatrist on me. There is method to my madness. These little figurines have a purpose. Spud is available for testing color cameras. He's nice and colorful and perfect for testing color cameras. Felix is a solid black and white object, perfect for testing black and white cameras, and he's also ideal for testing NBTV cameras, the reason I purchased him. I bought this Felix because in the earliest days of television research, under the incredibly intense arc lights that were used at the time, you could not park a human being there for more than a few seconds without causing them to go blind and burning the skin off their body. So at the time, in the 1920s, a very popular toy was a rubber Felix the Cat. They were everywhere. Well, you can't find very many of them today, And when I find them listed on eBay, they want hundreds of dollars for them. Well, I'm willing to pay a fair price for anything, but that's too much. So I found this little Felix the cat plushie, and I bought him. Now, clearly his deficiency is that he can't stand up by himself. He's a plushie. This is why his good friend Spud has been giving him a hand. Now, I made a wire frame by twisting heavy gauge wire and bending it and attaching it to Felix to give him support. And I like the fact that he wobbles a little so that when we do the camera testing, we can see some motion. And he's not just a purely static figure. Now this Mr. Potato Head, he's also not static. And I'm not sure what the manufacturer was thinking when they made this guy. But there's a hidden switch in his rubberized hat. And I don't know if he's going to work. This sucker's intermittent. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, he has a vibrator inside of him. Felix sure looks surprised. So there you go. I don't use the vibration features of Mr. Spud. I don't want to get in trouble. And so at any rate, that's the purpose of the 2 cohorts at Lab Guy's World, for those of you who've always wondered. Many of you will remember the Denson Electronics Monoscope shown in the previous video. When I was testing and operating this monoscope, I received it with no shields for the tubes. These 12AT7s for the video amplifier are capable of having shields put on them. The sockets have the base for this, but the shields were gone. Typically they get lost. In my junk box I had one shield, one tube shield, but it is too tall. It won't work. So off to the wonderland of eBay, I was able to purchase replacement tube shields that go on these tubes, and they are made for 12AT7s and 12AU7s. They're the correct length. You see, the one I had earlier is incorrect in length. So with these installed on here, they both press the tube down with a spring inside, and they will block interference. So that should help our interference problem. We'll be sure to make a note of that in the next video, where I attempt to synchronize the monoscope with a sync generator. We won't do that today. I just thought it would be nice to show you that these shields have arrived for the video amplifiers. Thank you for watching this general update. I hope you found it interesting, and gives you hope that there's many interesting projects in the pipeline. I certainly didn't cover all the bases, because the way I am, I always forget something. I'll remember it while I'm editing, but it is what it is. So welcome to all the new subscribers. Greetings to all of my regular subscribers. Thank you to everyone who's left a comment. I always appreciate people who leave comments, and I almost always answer them if the comment warrants some sort of reply. I do appreciate kudos, you know, when somebody just goes, "That was awesome!" Oh, yeah. But what can I possibly say to top that? So anyways, I like enthusiasm. I like positive input. I like negative input, criticism even. You know, if you know a better way, you see me doing something and you can do it a better way, easier way, cheaper way, please tell us. Don't hold back. And I guarantee you it's appreciated. So if you like the video, you know what to do. And if you're not subscribed and enjoy the videos, please subscribe. Every subscriber helps. You're a member of a relatively small club so far. Let's hope this really never takes off, right? And, you know, because heaven forbid if I had enough viewers to monetize this or something. Think of the tax liability. Geez, who wants that? Anyways, this has been the general update. And lab guy acting the fool. So I guess that covers all the bases. So until next time, lab guy out.